Hello, Instagram. Hello. How are all my ladies out there? How are my Instagram community of women out there? Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? I thought I'd come live to discuss a few topics. Hello. Some things that are heavy on my heart that I just needed to come out to discuss with you guys based on the DMs I've been receiving and the messages and some comments and all sorts of things. Sometimes I just feel like I need to come out. Thank you so much. My wigs are from Chrissy Bales. You guys know who I get my wigs from. Chrissy Bales in London. She actually ships them. Well, I do the measurements myself, and she ships them to me in Atlanta. This is like the best quality wigs I've ever bought. I never used to like wigs. I always used to like having sew-in weaves. But since I discovered Chrissy, I'm just addicted to wigs because I can wear my hair. You guys know that I have natural, beautiful black curly kinky hair, but I can also just put my wigs on when I want to. But anyway, thank you everybody, thank you. Yeah, so those of you who live in London probably know Chrissy Bales. She's a fantastic weave and wig lady. And yeah, so but I'm not here today to talk about appearances and the way we look. I know we women love to talk about appearances, but I'm here to talk about some topics that are heavy on my heart. So I needed to come out and do some scolding. Okay? Sometimes you women, you guys know I love you very much from the bottom of my heart, but you know that sometimes you need some scolding. Sometimes you need some reminders. Sometimes you need some straight talk, some real talk, some tough talk. Okay? So you guys know when I have my glasses on, it is time to be serious, right? When I have my glasses on, it is time to be serious. So I'm just gonna dive in. Everybody, welcome. If there's some friends, some girlfriends, aunties, friends that you want to invite, your mom, some of you, are younger women who've recommended your mom to my platform. If there's some women out there that you want to invite to this talk, type their name on the chat. Just type at something, and they'll come and join us. But it is time for some talk, tough women talk. Okay? It is time for some tough women talk. Like all of the reels I've been posting. Hello, Dr. Trish. Like all of the reels I've been posting have not even been enough tough talk, but it's time for some more tough talk. And this talk is for women. Gentlemen are welcome to stay on the live because there's many things that I discuss that also will help gentlemen. But gentlemen, if you don't have any nice comments to comment, please just be quiet, okay? I love you all, gentlemen, but there's many things that we women discuss that you guys don't believe in. But honestly, this talk is not for men, it's for women. So I respectfully say, if you're a man on this platform and you get triggered by something I'm talking about, please kindly respect yourself and just be quiet, or just kindly just exit. Kindly just exit the live, okay? So hello women, so please invite your friends to this live and type your questions for me anytime. I always want it to be interactive, so please type your questions anytime. It's probably better to type in the question bubble so that if there are many comments or questions, I don't miss them in the regular comment flow. So type your questions in the question bubble, please. Type your questions in the question bubble, please. Okay, so let's get into it. Who is ready for some tough, I can't say this phrase. Who is ready for some tough women talk? Okay? If you're ready, type yes. Who is ready for some tough women talk? Who is ready? If you're ready, type yes so I can just dive in. I have my notes ready because there's been, like I said, there's been some things that have been heavy on my heart since yesterday that I need to come and talk to you women about to do some, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so somebody is asking a question already. That's fantastic. I love questions. Someone says, how do you declutter brain? I really need some organizational skills, please. Well, you need a coach. Okay? You need a coach. If there's some things you're struggling with in life that you're not able to figure out, you've read all the books in this world, you've talked to friends, you've talked to relatives, you've watched all the YouTube videos, you've binged on all the Instagram content, you still cannot figure it out, it is time to get a coach, a one-on-one coach. Because you guys know how I feel about group coaching. Group coaching is good, but if you're a woman who really wants to elevate into the best that you can be, you want to rise into the best version of yourself. You're telling yourself, Iyabo or Mary, okay, this is it. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to elevate into that wonderful, phenomenal, magnificent version of myself. I'm tired of playing small. I'm tired of all this mediocre living. I want to make God proud. I'm ready to be the best that I can be. Group coaching is not going to help you achieve that. Okay? Again, it's common sense. If you have a group of 10 women that you're coaching, everybody has their own idiosyncrasies. They have their personalities. They have their different paths. They have their different mindsets. They have different levels of knowledge. They have different levels of intellect. They're from different backgrounds. They have different pains, different hurts. It's like, yes, you learn from group coaching, but it's not the same as one-on-one attention. So if you're having problems with organizational skills, you need a coach. I can't give you an answer, just from the top of my head now. How do you declutter your brain? I can throw out some things, but it's still not going to help you. What kind of foods are you eating? Are you eating brain healthy foods? How much are you sleeping? How is your sleep? Are you sleeping well? For how many hours? What's your sleep hygiene like? What's your stress level? How many people do you have? How many positive people do you have in your life? What's your inner circle like? Who is speaking to you? Do you have a lot of negative self-talk? There is so much to dive into. Do you have any health concerns? Are you obese or overweight, or are you skinny but a couch potato? Because I was reading a study today, which I've read many times too, that if you're obese and you exercise regularly, you exercise every day for at least 30 minutes to an hour every day. And so if you're an obese person who exercises every day, who does cardiovascular conditioning every single day, and then if you're a skinny woman who is a couch potato, who sits down and starves herself and doesn't move, doesn't do any exercise, the obese person that exercises every single day will probably have a healthier heart than the skinny woman who is sitting down like a couch potato and thinking because she's skinny, she doesn't need to exercise. So there's many things I have to unpack. If you're looking for ways to declutter your brain and you're looking for organizational skills, there are many questions I have to ask you. It's not just come to the live and say, okay, this is how you organize yourself. No, there are many reasons why you are not well organized. From the food you eat, what you drink, are you drinking alcohol? Do you smoke? What kind of people are around you? What's your past like? What are you hurting from? What's your marriage like? There's a lot, women, there's no magic wand to just telling you this is what you do or 2 + 2 = 4. No, it's not that easy. So invest in yourself, sign up for my coaching, and I can help you figure out what is making your brain fuzzy and what is stopping you from being organized. Okay, so let's get to it. And please, guys, I love that I got a question so quickly. Ask me your questions anytime, but please, instead of typing it in the comments, please use the question bubble, because in case I get a lot of questions or comments, I may miss it. So let's dive in. I want to talk about 3 things. There's 3 things I want to scold you guys about, okay? Number 1 is, many of you married women are going through regression when you get married. You are regressing when you get married. You're becoming children all over again. And this is very disturbing to me. Okay, many of you, before you get married, you have all these dreams about marriage. You have all these, a lot of them again are just fantasy expectations before you get married. But my number one point is, many of you are regressing. You're becoming kids again when you get married. Okay, let me explain this to you. Let's just clear this out. Marriage does not bring you happiness. Okay, marriage is not a recipe for happiness. Please write this down. Marriage, write it down in your journal. Marriage is not a recipe for happiness. Okay, and being single is not a recipe for sadness or for depression. Okay, being a single woman doesn't mean that you're a woman who should be ashamed of herself. Okay, I was single, I was divorced for 10 years. Those 10 years were the most vibrant, the most productive, the most successful, and the most wealthy years of my life. And I was single and divorced. I made the most money in my businesses. My business went up to six figures, 7 figures. That was the year that my profits and my revenue and profits went from here like that. I traveled the world with my daughters. I made the most money in those 10 years. I contributed the most to my retirement fund. So, guys, ladies, being single is not an abomination. Because you're single doesn't mean you're less of a human being. Okay, write this down. Because you're single, because you're a spinster, or you're not, the old word spinster, or because you're not married, doesn't mean you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, and remember this: marriage is not an automatic happiness bringer. Hello, guys. Hello, this is a very serious talk. So if you guys are saying hello, I may not answer because I want to keep my thoughts going. Okay, so marriage is not a recipe for happiness. It's not. So I want to debunk that myth now. Don't think that because you're single now and you are not happy, once you get married you'll be happy. No, if you're not happy now and you go into marriage still unhappy, your unhappiness will multiply by 100. Did you guys hear me? If you're not happy now and you get married, your unhappiness will multiply by 100 or 1,000. 2 happy people become a happy marriage. 2 purposeful people become a happy and purposeful marriage. 2 selfless people become a selfless, happy, and prosperous marriage. Okay, so please let us debunk this immediately, because I tell my daughters this. So I just want to tell you, because all of the DMs I get and all of the messages I get, I can tell that women are regressing after they get married. You should be progressing after you get married. Marriage is something that should make your life so lovely, so wonderful, so magnificent. Okay? A lot of you are regressing when you get married. You're becoming kids again. You're becoming your husband's first child. And this is because you're allowing it, because you don't have boundaries. Okay? Because somebody has told you that wives have to submit to their husbands. Absolutely. You guys know I'm a Christian. I'm a Jesus lover. I'm a Jesus disciple. Everything I do, this life that I'm doing it for the glory of God. Okay? Yes, God has told us to submit to our husbands, but our husbands also have to love us. So if you're submitting to a husband who doesn't love you, who doesn't respect you, who is slapping you across the face every day, who is cheating on you with multiple women, who talks to you badly in front of your kids, who treats you like trash, submit to that man? I tell you no. The God that created me did not tell me to submit to a man that is beating me up. The God, maybe it's a different God that created you guys. You can go and bring the biggest pastor in the world. My God, my heavenly Father that created me, okay, did not tell me to submit to a man who is talking, who is belittling me, who is beating me up, who is cheating on me with several women, who is treating me like trash. No. Respect earns respect. And somebody is laughing. This is not funny. You guys know that sometimes I joke on my lives, but this live I'm doing today is actually a very serious live. And I know that sometimes I come across as funny, but this is very serious. So please, guys, let us take it very seriously. Okay? Many of you are regressing when you get married. You are not children. You are not your husband's child. There's a way to be a feminine, sexy, sultry wife with boundaries. Did you hear me? I'm the most sexy, feminine, sultry wife. You guys see how I dress. I'm very, I'm a very, my friends who know me from when I was young, they know that I'm a very feminine woman. But I'm an ambitious, self-respected, I respect myself, self-worthy woman. Okay? So, sure, don't wait. Yeah, I don't understand what this person means. Sure, don't wait to be killed. I'm not sure what you mean. But, you can be I'm not saying that you should be in your masculine with men. But being feminine, being a woman who is playful, who is fun, who is feminine, who is sexy, who dresses up to go on a date, who takes care of herself, who smells nice, who wears wigs that are nice, that makes her feel confident and attractive and feminine, doesn't mean that you lose all of your self-respect. Okay? It doesn't mean that you become a slave in the house. It doesn't mean that you regress into being a child who cannot speak up in a marriage. It doesn't mean that you become a child who her husband talks to anyhow in front of friends and in front of people. Okay? You are an adult. You are an adult. Okay? So, please, women, you stop regressing in your marriages. Marriage is a partnership. God has ordered our husbands to love us, and he has ordered us to submit to our husbands. But those things have to work in parallel. I cannot submit to you if you want to kill me. Okay? If you're banging my head on the wall, we would have probably, I guess it doesn't happen to women like me. Because if my husband bangs my head on the wall, I would have taken a bottle and smashed it on his head. The cops would have come to call both of us. Okay, but anyway, these men know who they do things like this to. Okay? You teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. Okay? If a man cheats on you first time and you go to counseling and you get everything done, you talk about it, if you want to give him a chance and you give him a chance and he cheats on you the second time, you file for divorce and you move on. That man doesn't respect you. But if you stay there and then he cheats on you with 50 other women and you get depressed and you have suicidal ideations and all of that, then is it his fault? Not anymore. It is now your fault because you don't have boundaries and you don't have self-respect. And that man will continue to value you lower and lower and lower because you have stayed and you have put up, you have shown him that you're a woman who has very low self-value. You have taught him how to treat you. Okay? So, being feminine doesn't mean you become a child. Being feminine doesn't mean you become a slave. You're working 9 to 5, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're taking care of the kids, you have no time to rest. He's not at home. He comes home, and when he comes home, you have to heat up the food and warm up the food and serve it to him and all of those things. And you're killing yourself, dying every day. No romance, no date nights. This man talks to you anyhow. You tell him that you have some goals and dreams. He tells you to shut up and go and sit there. There's no money in the family to spend. You guys are regressing. You are regressing when you become married. You are losing your self-respect. You are losing your self-worth and your self-value as humans. This has to stop. Okay? This has to stop. Submitting to a man doesn't mean that you become a robot. It doesn't mean that you become passive in the marriage. Okay? So many of you have gotten this thing wrong. Femininity doesn't mean you become a robot and you just become a slave to a man. You still have to speak up. You still have to be an equal partner. You have to ask for what you want. You have to communicate your needs. You cannot be putting your goals on the back burner. Many of you, when you get married, you forget your career goals, you forget your business goals, you forget all of the big dreams that you had, right? You forget everything. Some of you quit your jobs, you quit your business. Some of you even start to give the man money, the man that is mistreating you. Some of you, these men are mistreating you. They're treating you like dirt. They don't love you. They don't show you respect. They don't help around the house. And all of the money you're earning, you're putting it in their bank accounts. You are regressing. Okay? Many of you are regressing. This is enough. It has to stop. You are individuals. You are children of God. Okay? Stop putting your entire life in the hands of one human being. This is why these men don't value you. These men know the women that they treat like this. I'm telling you, this is why some of you will say, oh, you know, and he's met this woman. Some of you have come to my DM. He used to treat me anyhow. He didn't do this, and he's met this woman, and they go on vacation together and they do this. Well, did you have boundaries? Did you ask him for a vacation? Did you tell him that you're tired? Did you tell him you need a babysitter, you need a cleaner, you need a driver, you need a meal service? Did you tell him that you want to start a business and those are your boundaries? Didn't you forget about all of your dreams and goals and become a servant and a slave to him? You lost all of your boundaries. You lost all of your dreams and goals. You became a child. You regressed. And then now you're complaining that the woman he's with, they're having a good time. Yes, because that woman respects herself and she has boundaries. Okay? A lot of the problems that are going on in the dating world and in marriage are because of women who are so desperate to get married. They lose all of their ambition. They lose all of their self-respect. They lose all of their self-value. They wait for their husbands to give them money to buy clothes. They wait for their husband. Some of you, even your own salary, your husband controls it. You won't believe how many women out there that their salary, their work, their business proceeds, everything goes into some joint account or goes into their husband's account, and their husband controls their money. Isn't that regression? I don't mind if you have a joint bank account with your husband, but you absolutely must have a say in it. You're not a child. Okay? Some of you are 30-something years old, 40-something years old, 50-something years old, and you're acting like children. Okay? I'm sorry, my mom was born in 1932. Some of you will say, oh, but you know, this is how it used to be, and this is what my mom... Well, I'm sorry. Some of you didn't have good role models as mothers. I'm sorry. Pardon me for saying this with all due respect to your moms. I know some of them may be in heaven. Okay, some of you did not have good role models as mothers. My mother was born in 1932. She was a very bright, sophisticated woman who had no formal education, but she respected herself. She spoke up in the marriage. She had a say in the marriage. She controlled money in the marriage, just like my dad. Okay, she was a woman of fortitude. She was a woman of self-respect. She didn't just become a slave and a servant in the house. Enough said. Let me read your questions. My number one point was, women, stop regressing after you get married. And while you're dating, please don't regress either. You are adults. You are adults. Use your brain. Use your intellect. Okay? A man will treat you the way you allow him to treat you. I'm telling you, all of you with all of those husbands, first of all, I won't even get married to that kind of man. And even if I make the mistake and get married to him, if he pretends and I get married to him, our marriage cannot last 2 minutes if he's controlling. But there are many of you that your husbands, if they were married to women like myself who have self-respect, they would not behave the way they're doing. I'm telling you. Many of you, again, somebody will listen to this and say, Dr. Iyabo, she's blaming women. I'm not blaming women. I'm giving you tough talk. You become children, so you allow your husbands to treat you like children. Okay? You become children, so you allow them to teach you you treat you like children. Why do you have to cook all the meals and clean and take care of the kids? And if he's not going to do anything and it's not changing, move on. Use the feet that God gave you to file for divorce and move on. I hope that that point was clear. Is the marriage regression point clear before I move on to the second point? Okay, somebody says, is asking, let me read the one in the question bubble first. Hi, Dr. Iyabo, how do I achieve an intelligence level that approximates that of my husband? How do I achieve an intelligence level that approximates that of my husband? Okay, that question is heavily loaded. Okay? Intelligence is not only academic intelligence. Let's first settle that. So, are you talking about you not being as academically intelligent as your husband? And who told you so? Is this your husband telling you that you're not as intelligent as him? Explain what you mean by that question. You said, how do you attain an intelligence level as high as your husband? So, intelligence is not only about books. In fact, many of you are too book intelligent, and it's actually making you very very unintelligent. Some of you are so academically intelligent that you don't even know how to be street smart and life smart anymore. So, tell me what you mean by, how do you match up to your husband's intelligence? Who told you that you are not as intelligent as your husband? Number one. Number two, do you mean academic intelligence? Do you mean business intelligence? Do you mean life intelligence? What kind of intelligence do you mean? And who told you so? Is this something that you deduced yourself? Or did your husband tell you that you're not as intelligent as him? So, this is why some of these questions, you guys, those of you who have been coached by me know how I'm like a detective. I'm like a CIA when I coach. One question leads to the next, to the next, to the next. It's not easy to just answer a question here because this is why I'm a coach. This is why I'm a holistic high performance coach. There's many questions to unpack. That question has some hidden parts to it, which I need you to tell me, because I can't fully answer that question until I understand. So, do you have a bachelor's degree? Does your husband have a bachelor's degree? Or do you have a master's or PhD? There are many other things that I need to know. Are you talking about academic intelligence or life intelligence? So tell me more. Type more things in there to help me fully answer your question, because I do want to fully answer your question. So let me go to the next one. As a Christian woman, how do we submit, respect a husband who isn't violent, but is using religious manipulation, not providing, fully leading? There's many of those. Those are the emotional abusers. Okay? Sometimes emotional abuse will kill you faster than physical abuse. Sometimes emotional abuse, emotional manipulation, emotional games will kill your self-esteem, will push you into depression, push you into hating everything about yourself and hating this life that you have faster than physical abuse. Okay? Those men who use religious manipulation, okay, who are not providers, who are not leading and are using emotional abuse, okay, to try to control you, they're almost worse than the physical abusers. Because it's a game. It's like you'll be hot and cold. You'll be happy today, sad tomorrow, happy this minute, sad the next minute. You'll be confused. So how do you submit and respect a man who doesn't love you? I said this in the beginning. It's almost impossible. You may have come late. Whether it's emotional abuse from a man, physical abuse from a man, spiritual abuse, because there's many of those who will tell you in the Bible said you should submit to me. Trust me, I've been there, done that. That was my previous life. He wanted respect, he wanted submission. But on the other hand, him and his mom, were doing the exact opposite. How do I submit to you and respect you when I'm not the priority in your life, when your mother is your first wife. You know, when you married your mom and I'm a second-class citizen and everything that happens in our home is controlled by your mom, how do I respect you? I can't respect you. I tried to respect him. I tried for years and years. I gave up, I filed for divorce, and I moved on. So your question, as a Christian woman, how do you submit, respect a husband who isn't violent but is emotionally abusing you? It's almost impossible. So you need to go to counseling. You need to try. You need to communicate to him when you're not angry. You need to tell him this isn't working. You need to try everything you're doing. And if it doesn't work, the decision lies in your hands. There are many, many, many good men out there. This is not a man bashing live. It is not a husband bashing live. But I'm scolding women because women are allowing men to belittle them. Women are regressing. They're becoming children. Their self-esteem is down there. You know, they don't respect themselves. They don't feel like they're worthy. And the vicious cycle just continues. So, you know, you're teaching men how to even mistreat you more, to value you less. You're sitting down with abuse, making excuses for yourself. Oh, I can't leave. That's why you guys like, I can't leave. Where will I go? Are you a child? You know? Are you a child? I can't go. Where will I go? I don't have money. And I come to your Instagram. You don't dress like somebody who doesn't have money. You know, many of you, I don't have money. Where will I go? Where will I, I'm just going to put up with the abuse. Well, that's because you want to put up with it. That's because you want to put up with it. If you really want to leave, you'll find a way to leave. Okay? So I hope I answered your question, dresses and dumbbells. It's tough to respect a man who doesn't love you, who doesn't want to listen, who doesn't want to have a conversation, who doesn't want to understand how he's making you feel. A man who doesn't care about your feelings, a man who doesn't care about how you're feeling about how he's treating you, he doesn't love you. He can tell you he loves you from now until eternity. You guys can have sex from now until eternity, but does he really love you? Is he a true friend? Is he a true partner? No. So the decision lies in your hands. Violence is not the only abuse in a marriage. Emotional abuse will kill you faster. You know why? Because you stay alive and you suffer in silence with emotional abuse. I know this sounds very horrific, but yeah, it is. Emotional abuse is almost worse than physical abuse. Almost. Always complaining of submitting without showing love nor giving attention. I always tell him to follow God's instruction given to him, then things will work well. Please, am I right? What? So you said, are you saying, Bossy, are you saying your husband complains of submitting without showing love? No. So your husband is saying you're not submitting, but he doesn't show you love. He doesn't give you attention. And you always tell him to follow God's instruction given to him, then things will work well. Please, am I right? Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah. But is he going to change with that? I guess you're right. This is a very complex topic because you start to teach these men how to treat you from when you're dating. And even if you don't do it then, you do it from the time you get married. Don't start behaving like a child or like a slave from the beginning of marriage because you think that's how it should be. Don't lose yourself in the marriage. Don't lose all of your I don't want to say authority, that sounds too masculine, and don't lose all of your sense of self. You know, don't throw it all away because of marriage. Don't become a slave. Don't become a 6-year-old child. Don't become a 10-year-old child all over. Don't become your husband's first child who is kicked around, manipulated, told what to do. You have to speak up for yourself. You have to marry a man who cares about the way you feel. And it's not too late to turn things around. You ask your husband that you want to have a conversation. You talk to him. You let him know how you feel. the way you talk about it is you don't say, and you did this and you did that. You'll just say, I feel dishonored when you talk to me like that. Honey, I feel disrespected when you talk to me like that. Honey, I don't feel any more romance in the marriage. Honey, I feel very disconnected from you. Honey, I feel very lonely in this marriage. So say how you feel rather than telling him what he did. Okay? And then let's see. If you tell him how you feel and he just, disregards it and doesn't do it and just saying, go sit down out there, you're this, you're that, you have a big decision to make. You have a big decision to make. Okay? So, let's move on. Any more questions about marriage regression? Let me see. Powerful session. Thank you for me. Dr. Trish says, I nearly disappeared until I went back to residency. I don't know what you mean by that, Dr. Trish, that you almost disappeared before you went into residency. I'm very adamant, especially when I back myself with the word of God. Well, Bosse, one thing that isn't going to work much is trying to tell a man things constantly about what's in the Bible. I know we're Christians, we're Christian women. You want to tell your husband, but the Bible said, do less of that. Do less of that. Yes, I understand we're Christians, but that just drives them crazy and that just makes them feel like you're lecturing them. Men don't want to be lectured. Rather, tell him how you feel. Okay? Tell him how you feel. Stop quoting him all of the Proverbs and all of the Psalms and all of the verses in the Bible. Tell him how you feel. Tell him how this marriage is making you feel. Tell him how lonely you feel. Tell him how unloved you feel. Tell him how you feel. And let's see if he cares about the way you feel and if he can, not change, but if he can accommodate. And remember that he married you because he loved you. And does he still care about the way you feel? If you can't tell, if you can't tell your husband how you feel, and if he doesn't care about it, you have a decision. I don't tell anybody to file for divorce. I just tell them they have a big decision to make. God gave you feet so you can walk away. How can we tell boys from man in our early 20s? How can you tell a boy from a man? So when you're in your early 20s, how do you know the kind of traits to look for in a man in your early 20s? Is that your question? Well, there's many things. Is he kind? Is he loving? How does he treat you? How does he make you feel? Is he ambitious? Is he finishing, college? If not, is he starting a business? Is he an independent man? Does he have a father figure? Does he have a positive father figure in his life? Okay? I've said this over and over and over, and I'll continue to say is a man who does not have a positive father figure in his life, run away from him. Because what's going to happen is that his mother is going to be the first wife, the second wife, the third wife, the fourth wife, and the 10th wife. And you will be number 11 wife. Okay? Or girlfriend. So a man who doesn't have a positive father figure in his life, who has been raised by his mom and he's tied at the hips with his mom. He cannot say one question without saying my mother, my mother, my mother. Yes, it has to be balanced. Yes, you want a man who respects his mom and who takes care of his mom, but not a man who's tied at the hips with his mom. If he cannot say one sentence without, and my mom said, and my mom did this, and then my mom, then you know that he has mommy issues. Okay? He has mommy issues. So there's many things you look for in men at that you have to give it time. Some of you rush into these relationships. Give it time. Go on many dates. Become friends with him. Create a friendship before you start falling in love. Because once you women fall in love, you don't see anything anymore. Stop falling in love so fast. Stop having sex so fast. Give it time. Get to know this guy. Meet him in different situations. Meet his friends. Meet his family. Become his friend. Be quiet, a lot. Don't talk all the time. Listen, watch, use all your senses to see if this is somebody that you can get married to. Is he the controlling type? How does he feel about women who want to chase their career and pursue their business and pursue their purpose? Get to know these guys first before you rush into it. Stop falling in love overnight. Because those of you who fall in love so fast, once you become married, you regress. You regress. That's the thing. Because you fall in love fast, you're looking for a savior, you're looking for this man who's going to provide everything to you, who's going to make you happy. Then when you get married and you see that that's not happening, then you regress, you become children. You become children again. That's what happens. You become children. Oh, Dr. Trish says, I lost my sense of self trying to do everything for everyone. Exactly. So, all right, let me see. There's 2 questions in the question bubble. In marriages, there are always 2 sides because we as women are not perfect either. Absolutely. We're not. How do we know if we need to go back and work on things, or do we follow our inclinations and proceed with divorce? That's an excellent question. Okay? Excellent question. I love that question, dresses and dumbbells. There are lots of things that women do wrong also in marriages. Many, many, many things. One of the things we do is we regress. I just said it. If you become married and you become a child, okay, you don't make any decisions. You leave your husband to make all decisions. You become this, I don't even know what word is. What does bimbo mean? I'm looking for the perfect. You become this bimbo, this soft woman who has no say in anything. A lot of you abandon your careers, you abandon your goals and dreams because, yes, you've married this man who has money. He's going to buy the house. He'll buy the car. You want to tell your friends that your husband is doing everything for you. So the first thing is that we need to stop doing as women is regressing when we get married. Okay, that's the number one thing we need to do. You need to know that you're an equal partner in the relationship. Submitting doesn't mean that you lose all of your voice in the marriage or all of your opinions or your strength as a woman. We women are very strong. We can be feminine and masculine. So number one is stop regressing. High quality men like women who are confident, who bring something to the table. So if you think that being the opposite, if you think that being somebody who is so submissive that you become somebody who has no value, no self-respect, you can't speak up, you can't have a conversation. When his friends are there, you act like somebody that just has no confidence at all, then things are going to turn. He's going to start treating you like a baby. So that's the number one thing, women. Stop losing all of your big dreams and big goals and big ideas and all of that. Some of you, before you get married, you have these fantastic jobs, you're doing well in your job, then you get married because you want to become a mom and a wife, then you become this bimbo, this softie who can talk, who doesn't have anything going for her, she has no passions, no nothing, she's just a mom, and that gets boring. Okay? High quality and confident men, masculine men, they like women that bring something to the table. What do you bring to the table? Don't abandon your career and your dreams and everything. When you have children, get a babysitter, get a nanny. Pray the blood of Jesus on your children. Nothing will happen to them. Okay? So that's number one that I want to say, the things as women that we do wrong. That's number one. Keep your value as a woman. Keep your boundaries as a woman. Don't let it all go because you want to become a wife and a mother. Otherwise, your husband will get bored of you. Okay? That's number one. Number two is we should stop letting ourselves go. Okay? Many of you, when you were dating this guy, you took care of yourself. Your braids, you'll change your braids every month. They were nice. They smelled nice. You took care of yourself. You ate well. You paid attention to your appearance. You get married. You start wearing box-like clothes. You start wearing frumpy clothes. You start sitting in the living room with, dressed like a grandma. Some of you tie these scarves on your head that make you look like a grandma. You let yourselves go. And then the man starts getting bored. He starts being less attracted to you. And then you say, oh, he doesn't love me. But if you're married, but marriage, we said our vows and you should love me. Well, why are you letting yourselves go? Why? So there's many more, but I can't cover everything here. But yes, you're right. There are many things that we women also do wrong that we need to learn. Sometimes another thing is sometimes our husband wants to help us. We don't let him help us. There are many of you that will scream at your husbands or yell at him. You don't want him to help because you don't like the way he does things. He wants to throw out the trash. You say he didn't do it well. He didn't tie it properly. He didn't throw it there. You're criticizing. You're complaining with everything he does. He wants to cook a meal. You say it doesn't taste good. It's not spicy enough. It's not this. You complain. You say, no, I'll do it. I'll do it myself. He's trying to feed the kids. You'll complain he's not feeding. Some of you are way too critical. You're hard to please. You want to do everything and then you say you're tired. I know many women that do this. They hyper, they are like micromanagers. They want to control everything the man is doing. They will not, and then they'll say he's not helping. Let him cook however he wants to cook. Eat the food and enjoy it. And start, you cannot do everything, or he'll clean a certain way. You guys will complain, he didn't clean, he didn't do this. Or if he didn't do the dishes at the time you want him to do the dishes, you start complaining. Leave the dishes, relax, let go, let loose, and let him do the dishes. So those are the first few things I can think of. You stop losing all of your goals as an adult. Stop becoming kids, number one. Number two, stop letting yourself go. Keep on taking, look, I'm 53 years old. Look at me. This is just a normal day for me at home. I wore a nice dress. I have my wig on. I have some makeup on. Sometimes I don't have makeup, but I still smell nice. I still look presentable so that my husband still feels physically attracted to me. Some of you, as soon as you married, you let yourselves go. You become like grandmas. So I hope that helped. Dresses and dumbbells, I hope that helps. And then you also asked, how do we as Christian women respect, love a husband who is okay, you already said that. Well, no, let me see. No, how do we as a Christian woman respect, love a husband who isn't violent, but not providing sufficiently, not leading in the home, and using religious manipulation tactics to control? Is divorce warranted, or is that shallow thinking as a Christian? It's not shallow thinking as a Christian. Mental manipulation, religious manipulation is also abuse. He doesn't have to lift his hand before he abuses you. Try everything. Try communication. Like I've told you guys, tell him how all of this makes you feel. Honey, it makes me feel unheard when you keep on bringing up religious tactics. Honey, it makes me feel belittled when, you don't provide for the family. Honey, I feel really tired. I feel burnt out because I feel like I'm the one providing a lot of these things. Try communication. Try counseling. Wait to see if things change. If things don't change, your happiness is number one. Women. Stop making excuses. I know there's many people on social media who tell you, oh, women are too quick to divorce these days. They're too quick to divorce any little thing. No, I disagree with that. You don't need to endure sadness. You were not put on this earth to endure sadness and endure a toxic marriage. Marriage was created to make our lives better. Yes, dresses and dumbbells, you are right. We have to play our part. We have to play our part. That's, I already told you a few things that we're not doing as women, or that we're doing, that we need to play our part. Another thing is we lose our playfulness. We lose our fun. Men like women that make them feel good. you let loose, you're playful, you crack jokes, you're playful. Not everything should make you angry or make you mad. Let loose, because it's a very hard world out there. It's a very tough world. There are not many nice people out there these days. Many people are grumpy. So imagine if your husband has been out all day, he's been working or whatever, he's just had maybe a tough day, it's been hard for him. He's looking up to you, his wife, to make him feel good. He's looking for that lightheartedness in you. He's looking for some flirtation. He's looking for some jokes. He's just looking for that softness, that feminine part of you. But if everything has to be serious all the time and you're always complaining and I know it's a back and forth. I know women are going to say, but how can I be playful with a man who's not nice? This is why I'm saying that marriage is give and take. If you know you're doing your part. So if you're trying to be flirtatious and playful with him and you're just trying to cuddle up and, make him feel good and he pushes you away or he tells you to get out or whatever, then you have a problem. Okay, there you have a problem. But dresses and dumbbells, that's another thing. As women, we let the heaviness of life take over and we forget that we should be playful and flirtatious and just fun with our husbands, right? We forget that, we don't dress up like we used to do. We don't pay attention to our parents as we used to do, all of that good stuff. So yeah. So I hope I answered the second question. Mental manipulation, spiritual manipulation. Try and, find a quiet time when you're not angry to try to talk to him. See back and forth if he'll listen to you telling him how you feel. Try counseling, try all of those things. If it's not working, your happiness is too important. Okay? If you have a husband who is not providing anything, again, let's get this straight. Providing is not only about money. Okay? Write this in your journals, women. Providing is not only about money. Because life is up and down. There may be times that you will earn more and your husband will earn more, and it's a seesaw. There may be times that he earns more, seesaw back and forth. But if you have a husband who you happen to earn more than him, but he's a wonderful provider otherwise. He's a provider of love. He's a provider of affection. He's a provider of respect for you. He spends time with you. He loves to be around you. You take walks together. You spend time together. He takes care of the kids. He's always telling you how wonderful and how beautiful you look. He just makes you feel so wonderful. He cooks meals when he can. All of that. That is a providing man. So guys, provision is not only about money. Let's get that straight. If he's not providing money, but you are providing the money for this season, but he's providing you with so much more. If he's providing you with love and affection and he makes you feel good and he talks to you with respect and you guys make plans together and he, takes care of the home, he takes care of the garden, all of that is wonderful. We women love men who are like that, who, he cuddles you at every opportunity. You guys just enjoy the sweet and the little things of life together. That is a provider. Money is not only, provision is not only about money. So let's get that straight. It's not, let's remember that. There's a lot more that a man can provide for you other than money. Okay? Hello, Lekar. How are you, my brother? Okay, so can we move on? That was only number one. Okay? Number two, real talk that I want to have with you women today. Number two, real talk. Too many of you are hurt and disappointed and too pessimistic with life, and you are just not, you've lost all of your dreams and goals and your positive outlook to life. There's too many hurt women out there. Too many. Too many of you are too pessimistic. Too many of you are too suspicious about everything. Too many of you don't trust yourselves. If you don't trust yourself, you can't trust other people. Too many women are hurt emotionally battered, emotionally suspicious, emotionally pessimistic. Many of you need to do the work to start being optimistic again about life. Life is not hell, okay? Life is not hell. Life is not as bad as many of you think. Maybe you're watching too much news. Maybe you're watching too much entertainment news. Maybe the people you follow on Instagram are the people that are causing this to you. But women, life is still sweet. Life is still good. Many of you have been so hurt that you have nothing good to say about life. All men are bad. All men cheat. What's the point? Dr. Iyabo, but you're saying I should leave. He's beating me up. But what if I leave and the next man also starts to beat me up? But my friends told me to stay. But my mom told me to stay. But my auntie told me to stay. But my cousins told me that I'm the problem. You know what's the point of leaving? You know? Dr. Iyabo, my boss is this. My boss doesn't do this. My boss is nasty. Dr. Iyabo, my business isn't doing well. So many of you have nothing good to say about life. What is going on? You know? Women, we need a mindset shift. We need a happiness shift. We need a gratitude shift. Life is still sweet. There's still a lot of good things, wonderful. There's still beautiful things in life. So many of you have been hurt by men. So many of you are marinating in toxic marriages that it has made you lose all of your optimism about life. All of that optimism you had when you were in secondary school, when you were going through college, all of that beautiful optimism, life has hardened you, and many of you have nothing. You know, many of you have nothing good to say about life. That is my number 2 scolding that I want to talk to you women about today. I want to talk to you women about this. Okay? You have to be careful about what you feel. You fill your mind and your body and your soul and your spirit with. Feel it's in the Bible. I'm not a Bible thought. You know, you have to be joyful again. You have to have those childlike feelings and those childlike, moments of happiness again. Life has been so tough to so many of you that you've lost your optimism to life. You've lost your happiness instincts. Many of you are so pessimistic. You've been disappointed over and over by the world. The world has hardened you, and you feel like there's no more happiness. There's nothing that is working. You have all of these things that you complain about. There has to be a shift. Okay, women? There has to be a shift. You guys have to shift the way you think now. You have to start looking at the glass at the glass half full instead of half empty. You have to start journaling about how you're going to shift your thinking. Be grateful about what you have in your life. You know, honestly, thank you. Is it Darian or Dedu? I always forget your name. Is it Darian or Dedu? You know, tell them, women, it is time to heal. It is time to heal. I'm sorry about all the hurt. I'm sorry about all the disappointments. I'm sorry about the bad marriages. But many of you are in bad marriages and you behave as if you're stuck there. This is why you feel like there's no happiness in life anymore. You are not happy in your job. Many of you are not happy in your career. You're not happy with your business. You're not happy with your man. But it all boils down to you. You are the carrier and the driver of your own happiness. It all boils down to you. You know, your husband is not responsible for your happiness. Your boss is not responsible for your happiness. Nobody's responsible for the happiness of your business. It all boils down to you. You have to make the changes. Thank you. People are commenting here. Somebody said, yes, it's never too late to pivot. It's never too late to change the direction you're going. It's never too late to rewrite the script. Even if you have a script this big and you spent all your life writing a script with a book this thick, you can shred that whole book and rewrite the book again. You are not stuck. Life is dynamic. You have to evolve. Okay? You have to evolve. Shred that book. Shred it. Shred the book. Shred whatever it is and rewrite the script. Tell a new story. Stop being pessimistic. There's so much beauty in life. There's so much in life. And I know I've been where you guys are. I've been there. I was there in my 30s. Maybe not as much as you guys, because even though my marriage wasn't doing well, I was still taking care of myself. I was still working out, still going to the gym, still running on my elliptical, still watching what I ate, still looking beautiful. I was still managing my business. So I didn't give up. Even those times when I was depressed and suicidal, that part of my life was still functional. I was still managing my business. I was still paying attention to my kids, paying attention to my career. I didn't just dump it all and let it all go. Many of you, you've been so hurt that you're just letting it all go. Okay? It is tough, but you have to keep going. Consistency is key. Yes. You can rewrite the script. Yes, so I studied econometrics and pivoted to tech, and now I have my own business. You see, you can change. You can go back. You can go back and shred that book and shred that script and start over. You can change the script anytime. You can pivot. We can control our own happiness now, even if we think of a small joy, maybe walking through the grass at the park. Absolutely. When I'm done with this, I'm going to go and feed my dog Luna and take her out for a walk. My husband and I are going to cuddle up and watch Netflix. We're going to eat some, I've been craving a slice of a chocolate cake. I'm going to go and get a slice of chocolate cake from Whole Foods and enjoy it. Enjoy life again. Somebody says she's 42 years. How can she change it all? Do you know I got remarried at 50? Do you know that some people's acting career started at 50? Do you know that some people's writing career started at 50? And you are saying you're 42 years old. How can you change it all? You change it all by changing it all. Okay? That's how you change it. You change it by changing it. You guys ask the most bizarre questions. And I'm not making fun of you. I told you guys that this is a scolding live. You ask the most bizarre questions. You change something by changing something. You change something by 1, making the decision that you want to change it. 2, changing it. Okay? You want to go out for a walk? Okay, Iyabo, after this live, I'm going to go out for a walk. So after this live, I'm going to get up, right? I'm going to put my walking shoes on and I'm going to go walking. Okay? I just showed you the action. So you want to change your life, decide today that you're going to change it, and then, take the action to change it. That's how you change things. Okay? That's how you change things. Make the changes. Yeah, this is my perception about life. I need a shift of perspective. Yes, you don't just need a shift of perspective. You actually have to walk the talk. After talking, because many of you are talkers. Many of you like to tell. You like to talk. I will do this. I'm going to do this. But when it comes to the action, you pull back. That's the problem. Many of you can talk. You can tell. You can type. You can send messages. But are you being about it? Are you taking the action? Unfortunately not. Talking is just an action of the lips. Okay? Talking is just an action of the lips. Typing something and writing something is just an action of the hands. You actually have to get up and make it happen. Okay? It's not just about talking. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. You have to be joyful again. Yeah. Let me see. Somebody's asking me, what supplements do I take for my skin? It's flawless. What would you recommend for 40 years old? I'm going to do another live on skincare. I want to keep my train of thought focused on these 3 things I want to talk about. A man disappointed, you can forgive and move on and create a joyful atmosphere. What do you mean, my brother Lekon? You said, you mean if they're disappointed in a man, they can forgive him and move on and create a joyful atmosphere. If they're disappointed in a man and it's not working out, and they've tried communication, they've tried counseling, they've tried everything, they need to move on. Life is too precious and too important to sit down in some marriage that is pulling you back. I'm sorry. Any questions about the disappointment, hurt, and pessimism? And then I'm going to give you the third scolding thing, okay? The third scolding topic I have for today is that many of you live in what I call la la land. Okay? I know many of you will start laughing. Many of you live in la la land. You live in Disney World land. You live in an imaginary fantasy land. You imagine having all of the best things of life. You imagine changing your life. You imagine having all of these best things. But unfortunately, you have the least expectations of yourself. Thank you, my brother Lekon, for buying your badge. Thank you so much. Yeah, someone says, I'm at the point of moving on, and I must be honest, your videos have absolutely helped. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. That's why I do the work that I do. See, I've been live here with you for over an hour. My heart has been heavy about these three things, and I needed to come and just put them out. I told my husband, I'm like, I was going to do this live on Friday, but I can't wait till Friday because it's heavy on my spirit, and I know God wants me to do it, so I must be obedient. That's what I said. I told him downstairs, I said, I'm going up to do a live. So, someone said, I love this. Thank you very much. Many of you, you're living in a fantasy. Okay? You're living, yes, I'll come on and talk about, I'm going to do a live about supplements and about my skincare. So make sure you have my notifications on for my live. You guys have been asking about my skin, so I'm going to come and do I'll tell you what I use for my skin and supplements and all of that. So make sure. You live in a fantasy world. You live in this wonderland, this fantasy world where you want this to be this, and you want the perfect this, and the perfect husband, and the perfect this, and the perfect that. But unfortunately, you have little expectations of yourself in making those things happen. But you have high expectations of other people to help you make those things happen. If you guys didn't hear me, let me repeat myself. Okay? So, yeah, my brother Lekon said, some of them live in deja vu. You're right. You're right, my brother. Many of you women, yeah, okay. I'll read your I'm going to read your comments in a little while, okay? But I want to talk about this third one. Many of you women live in a fantasy world. You want all of these wonderful things. You want a man who is this, who is tall, who is a bit muscular and lean, who is ambitious, who has a good job, who looks good, who smells good. But when I look at you, and you that you're asking that you want all of those things in a man, you don't even have those things. Okay? But you're looking for a man to have that. You want a man who's tall, who takes care of himself, who is lean, who is just a little bit muscular, not to this, who is this, who has a good job, who is this, who's confident. But do you have all those things? Do you have all those things? That's the first la la land that women live in, okay? The second la la land women live in is they have this fantasy of all of these things they want to do. They understand that they need help to get all of those things done. And they expect to go out and look for somebody who will help them with those things, okay? But will help them for free. So they have high expectations of this imaginary mentor, of this imaginary excellent coach out there who is going to help them, give them all the tools of strategies of everything they need to create this wonderful career or this wonderful business, or to solve their marital issues, to help them lose weight. And they have all these grandiose expectations from somebody else. but they have little expectations from themselves. They are contributing very little. They're looking to contribute very little. They want all the knowledge. Feed me, tell me how I can solve my marriage issues. Tell me how I can lose weight. Tell me how I can be happier. Tell me how my business can get more clients. Tell me how my career can flourish. Tell me how I can be happier. They want all of these things, and they actually have this grandiose expectation that they are going to meet a mentor or a coach out there who is going to feed them with strategies and everything, and feed it to them for free, without any contribution from their end, without paying that coach, without anything. Many of you are in la land, and you need to wake up. This is why I called this live a wake-up call for women. Many of you are in Disney World, Winter Wonderland world. Life takes sacrifice. Life takes intentional decisions from you. Okay? Okay? I'm going to read all of your comments in a second. Life takes intentional. Disneyland is Disneyland. That's why it's Disneyland. This is the real world. If you want your life to change, you have to decide that you want it badly, you want it to change, and you have to make it happen. It is not left to some mentor out there to feed you with tools, with help, with strategies, and give you everything for free. No, that's not how it works out. Women, wake up. You are not children. Okay? I'm sorry, you're not children. Many of you are so used to that. Feed me. My husband is not, I don't mean literally feeding me food, but you're always looking for help. You're looking for somebody to just give you, feed you. Your hands are like this. You want to receive. You want to give. You're not giving. You just want to receive. My husband isn't giving me enough money. He's not helping me. Dr. Iyabo is not coaching me for free. That coach over there, she's too stingy. She can't coach me for free. Your hand is just like this. Give me. But what are you giving out? What are you sacrificing? What actions are you making in your own life? You have all these grandiose, high expectations from other people. Okay? The high expectations have to come from yourself first. Your life will never change if you don't sacrifice something. And this is why I created that reel this morning. And I knew I was going to come and do this live. This is why you have to be prepared to lose some things in your life so you can gain. This is how it is. You give, you receive. You give, you receive. You sacrifice, you receive. You give up some things, you receive. This is not how life is. No, that's not life. This is not how it is. You cannot be spending all the money on your clothes, on your hair, on your car, on your makeup, on your this, on your that, and expecting somebody to be giving you. Women, wake up. You're all in la la land. You cannot want the best things in life and have zero participation and zero sacrifice from your own life. Okay? And I don't need to keep repeating my story like a broken record, but for the pleasure of those of you who are new here, that is what I did in my 30s. I went out and did what I needed to do to improve my life. I wasn't looking for a Dr. Iyabo who was going to save me. And I'm sure you do that to many other coaches there. Nobody's going to save you. You will save yourself. So all of those grandiose expectations and all of those fairy tale things that you want to do in your life, you better be ready to sacrifice. And a lot of the things you have to sacrifice are your money and your time. Your money and your time. It takes money and it takes time. It takes effort. You're going to make a decision and you're going to take the action, and you're going to take that action consistently. Okay? You're going to sacrifice some things in order to improve your life. Okay? You know, the same way you bought your iPhone and you bought your car and you bought those clothes that you wear and you bought those ashwebis that you have, all of those things that you buy are the same way you're going to improve your life. Stop. You know, my number 3 is stop living in fantasy land. Okay? Fantasy land is living in the land where you expect people to just give you, give me, help me improve my life, give me money. You are rich, so you can give me money. My husband, give me money. Husband, treat me like your child. Husband, treat me well. What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? What are you sacrificing? Okay? So that was my third one. I hope that makes sense to those of you out here there. But many of you women, all you want is to take, to grab, to have people because, oh yeah, I'm sad, I'm depressed. My husband is doing this to me. He's not doing this. My business isn't doing well. My career isn't doing well. I want to lose weight. Oh, but that coach over there already has money. Why can't they coach me for free? You just want to take. You want to grab. You want people to be at your mercy. You want your husband to be at your mercy. You want coaches, your friends, everybody to give you. No. You're going to have to open up your hand and give so you can also receive. You have to sacrifice some things and stop living in this fantasy land, because you will live in fantasy land until you're 90 and 100 years old. Then you look back and you'll be wondering what you spent your entire life doing. Okay? Nobody is here to serve you. Stop having high expectations from people and having little expectations of yourself. You have to do the work. You have to sacrifice some things. Okay? If you can buy an iPhone, if you can buy a car, if you can buy all of those other things in life, you have to be ready to pay for a coach. Okay, some of you think you can come and use some I don't know how to some mentality to come and make me feel bad and say, oh, all she wants is her money. She's not here to help anybody. She's just stylishly trying to sell her coaching programs. I don't know who told you I'm stylishly selling. I'm the most outwardly selling person. I sell my coaching, I advertise my coaching all the time. Why? Because I know it will totally change women's lives. So women, please wake up. Wake up. The alarm is on. Nobody is going to help you if you can't help yourself. Nobody is here to give you anything for free. I'm sorry. Anything that is for free is meaningless. It's not going to help you. Wake up and make these things happen in your life. Invest in your life. Do what you need to do. All of you, stop coming to my DM. Stop it. I don't want to see you in my DM anymore. If you come to my DM, make sure you're ready to pay for my coaching. Okay? Stop acting like you don't know where my website is. Some of you act like you don't know where my website is. driyabo.com, or you click the link in my bio. You know how much my 1 week costs. Stop pretending like you don't know. I don't want to read your DMs anymore. You're not children. Okay, ladies? I don't want to read your DMs anymore. Stop begging me to help you. Grow up. You're in your 30s, 40s, some of you in your 50s, and you're begging me to help you. Grow up. I already help you a lot with a lot of my content, all of these lives, all of these reels, all of these things that I help you with. I already put out, I sacrifice my time, I sacrifice my knowledge for you already. Women, grow up. Grow up. You are not children. Stop begging. Stop begging. You're disrespecting yourself. Don't come to my DM anymore. I don't want to see you in my DMs. I don't want to see you in my DMs anymore. If you come to my DM, you come ready to pay. Or you pay first and then you come to my DM. If a lot of you that are coming to beg me, you already know what I offer. Many of you don't even need clarity coaching calls because you have consumed. Some of you will come to my DM. Oh, I've been consuming your content for 3 years. I love you very much. You have done this. You have changed my life. I love you very much. But my business is stuck. My career is stuck. I'm not sure whether to turn right or left. My husband is doing this to me and I also need to lose weight. Please, can you help me? Can you just give me a few tips on how I can change all these things? Because I can't afford your coaching. Grow up. Grow up. You're not children. You don't beg the wig lady to give you the wig for free. Or maybe you guys that sell wigs, maybe they also come and beg you for free. You don't go to Louis Vuitton and say, give me your Louis Vuitton bag for $3,000 for free. You don't do that. Women, respect yourselves. The way that you're going to be the highest version of yourself is you invest in yourself first from inside out. Stop adorning the outside when the inside is empty. Stop adorning the outside with the plastic surgery, with the clothes, with the wigs, when your self-development, your personal development, your financial development is empty. Stop it. Yeah, somebody said, but they can afford Beyonce tickets. Yes, they can afford Beyonce tickets, they can afford all these expensive things. Then you belittle yourself by coming to people's DMs to beg. My dear African women, I'm talking to you. My dear Black women, I'm talking to you. Stop begging. Respect yourselves. I don't want to see you guys in my DMs anymore. I want to see Black women respecting themselves, investing in themselves. I didn't beg for coaching in my 30s. I brought out my credit cards and paid for the coaching. I took loans to pay for the coaching. I went over and over and over. I implemented what they were teaching me. Stop it, women. Stop throwing the pity parties. There's no more pity parties in Dr. Iyabo's DM. I'm closed to pity parties. Grow up. You are adults. If you want my coaching, go to the link in my bio and pay for it. If you want a clarity call, come to my DM and ask for a clarity call like an adult. Dr. Iyabo, I'm very interested in your 1 week, $4,000 coaching. Can I please get a clarity call? You act like babies when it's time to pay for your inner self-development. But like somebody said here, if you want to buy Beyonce tickets, you know where to buy the tickets. You won't act like you don't know where the link is. If you want to buy an iPhone, you know where the link is to buy the iPhone. If you want to buy the latest wig, you know where the link is. So things that people will see, you know how to buy those. But when it comes to your self-development, your personal development, you act like you're ignorant. I know you guys. I told you this was a scolding session. Black women, African women, let us respect ourselves. This is why we're the poorest in the world. White women are investing in coaches. They're investing in personal development. You'll see a white woman investing in 5,000 coach, 25,000 coach, 50,000 coach, 100,000 coach. Women are buying Beyonce tickets, buying the latest Gucci bag, but complaining that they don't know how much. You guys know how much my coaching is. Stop pretending. Okay? I'm close to pity parties. Women who are serious pay for my coaching every day. Okay? They pay for my coaching every day, but many of you behave like children because you don't want to invest in the things that matter. That was number 3. Okay? I told you that I was coming here to scold you. Someone said, very well said, stems from possible low self-esteem. We must value ourselves. Exactly. Let's value ourselves. The majority of white women invest in themselves from inside out. This is why they're all getting wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. But we are getting poorer and poorer and poorer because we're investing in the wrong things and we're begging people to help us. We're acting like children. Someone said preach. Someone said so well said, very telling. Value yourself originates from low self-esteem. Somebody's laughing. And may I say, a lot of small business development centers will give women a grant to pay for a coach. Go get the money first to pay her. Exactly. I want us Black women to start respecting ourselves. I speak to many coaches who experience the same thing. Black women coming to beg, coming to, make them feel bad for not coaching them for free. Women, let's respect ourselves. Let's honor our own businesses. It is a business. I'm not here. This is not kindergarten school. I'm not here to play around. This is a business. This is my business platform. I'm selling coaching. and I'm highly qualified. I have gone through a lot of life experiences, a lot of coaching myself. I am highly, highly qualified to coach you. So please respect ourselves. And when you go to other coaches too, stop begging them. Respect yourselves. And may I say, yeah, who is it? But they can afford Beyonce tickets. Preach. People have invested a lot in their craft. Stop being disrespectful. Exactly. You know, so give and it shall be given unto you. Preach. Let me see. Law of attraction. You attract what you put out. If you're cheating on your wife, you should expect to be cheated on, and her getting pregnant with another man's baby and making you pay to raise it. Where did that come from? Oh, thank you, Sia Folk. Thank you for buying a badge. Thank you guys so much for buying badges today. Some women do see their husband as their father, not husband. You're right, Lekon. My brother, there's a black man on this live, and I honor him. He's my brother. He's telling us some things here. He said, and this is very true, my brother Lekon says some women do see their husband as their father, not as their husband, and they don't know they need to do the financial aspects of marriage together. You are right. It's all of that. Give me. My husband has to be the one providing 100%. Who told you so? Is it in the Bible? Did the Bible say that the husband must kill himself working and provide 100% money to you? Get up and go and work, and stop giving up your career and hiding behind, I just want to be a wife and a mother. Get up and be productive, women. Get up and be productive. And it's the same women that will complain if their husband is not at home. You women, you want to have your cake and eat it. You'll say your husband is never at home. Okay, how is he going to be at home when he's the one providing all the money? The poor man has to go out and work. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You want a man who's providing, you're telling him, feed me, give me, but you also want him to be at home. You have to decide what you want. If you want a husband who is giving you money, then you will not see him. You will not see him. This is what my brother Lekon just said. You know, women want their husbands to be their father. They're always looking to, who is this person? I'm married. Please, can you get off the live? You're very beautiful. Are you single and looking to mingle? I'm telling you, I think you want to hear the story. You want to hear the story of your life. This person that is coming here. I'm a happily married woman. Don't let me, please don't distract me here. Do you also do TED Talks in YouTube? Just love your teachings, quite inspirational. I have a YouTube channel. Just search for my name on YouTube. Women love my YouTube channel. Search for Dr. Iyabo Webzell. I haven't done a TED Talk, but I know I'm going to do many of them. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. So I have a YouTube channel, Dr. Iyabo Webzell. Search for it, or just go to the link in my bio on Instagram and you'll find it there. You got the urge to do this because of me. Thank you for yielding. Thank you. I knew that there were some people who needed to hear this live. I do live in La La Land. Somebody said, I do live in La La Land, but it is also reality. Like, my dreams do come true, but I work on it too. No, it's okay to dream, but it doesn't stop there. I'm all about dreaming big. So dream big, dream big, dream big of the best husband, the most attractive, handsome husband. But you have to do the work. If you want an attractive, handsome husband, are you attractive and beautiful? Are you paying attention to your looks? Are you, paying attention to your looks? You can't just want a husband who has it all. Do you have it all? If you want a rich husband, are you rich? Right? You want a husband who is making 7 figures. Are you making 7 figures? You attract what you are. You attract what you are. You can't have what you are not. Everything that you want in a husband, you have to be that person first. You guys, oh my gosh, you guys are asking many questions. The most annoying thing is they're not submissive and they want their husband to love them after paying for 100% of the bill. You are right. My brother Lekon, you are right. You're right. I know many women who want they want to live in a mansion. They want their husband to buy them the latest Mercedes Benz. They want to go to the best vacations, but they want their husband to provide all of the money. But they also complain he's not at home. Yeah, so you're right. You're right. I agree with everything you're saying. Women, we can't have our cake and eat it too. You're right, Lekon. You're right. I'm very happily married. Tell the guy. Yeah. So I'm done, guys. I hope this live helped you. I always say I'm coming on for 20 minutes. I'm sure my husband is looking for me. Let me go and meet my husband, okay? I hope this live helped you. It's going to be on my page. Please share it with as many women as you want. And my YouTube is Dr. Iyabo Webzell. Women, take this live very seriously. Take it very seriously. Love you all. See you on Sunday. I'm going live with Rebecca Lynn Pope. If you think that I say it as it is, if you think that I am a tough talker, wait till Sunday. I love Rebecca. I love her way of delivery. I love her authenticity. I just love her tough talk kind of personality. Don't miss my live on my tea time on Sunday at 2 p.m. Whatever you're doing, make sure you join us live. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. Thank you. My brother Lekon, thank you. Love you more. Dr. Trish, thank you. It did help a lot. I'm glad it did. Bye, guys. See you on Sunday. Bye-bye.